So first of all, then yes, Thomas Holmes, the last addition to the party. How did that come about? Why him specifically?
I don't think it's been no secret. We've been looking at centre backs for quite a while now. Obviously, we signed Jamal Baptiste from Sheffield United, and we've signed Tom Holmes. So really pleased to have them both in the building. Gives us good opportunity now that obviously the window's closed and there's no noise outside, and we can really get down to work and let the kind of football take over. And it's been hard because we haven't been able to consistently put a back three out every week. And obviously we've built success here over the years on that defensive foundation. So the fact that we've got those to win, hopefully now we can get a bit of momentum, keep people fit, and have good competition behind that.
What kind of sort of centre back is he? Technically gifted, more of a commanding centre half, better in the air, that type of thing?
He's quite dominant in the air. He's a leader, and that's what we're looking for. I think we probably at times don't talk enough out there, and we've obviously brought younger players in, and I think we probably need a bit of that leadership and drive, and I'm sure Tom will bring that.
Deadline day, and we always focus on that rather than the window in itself, fairly or unfairly. How did you find it then? Was it as you expected it to be?
Yeah, it's probably been no different to all summer, and obviously it ramps up a little bit on the last day, but I think we've done really good business over this period. We've got some good young up and coming players in on longer contracts. We've took chances on one or two, I don't mind saying that, to prove a point at the crossroads, and we've had a lot of players over the years at Rotherham who kind of come in to do that. And yeah, I think that obviously most fans judge it on that final day. However, if you look at the period and what we've done, 13 players, reduced, obviously a lot of the budget has come off. So yeah, look, it's been pleasing. Only time will tell. I think that a lot of people say you've had a good or bad transfer window without ever seeing the players play, which always blows my mind. So we'll see how the next few months are coming, and then probably in a few months you can ask me. I might say it's been really good, or it hasn't been as good as I thought it were. But at this moment in time, we're quite positive.
I wonder if Thomas is in that boat, because he was the bright young thing at Reading, obviously ended up at Luton, played a reasonable amount of football last year but not loads, and then spent time away from the club. So I wonder if he's in a place where he needs to kickstart.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think, look, when players come out on loan, generally it's because they're not getting in their team, or they've had a falling out or something along those lines, or they're on too much money. So there's always a reason why players come out on loan. Not many managers send the best players out on loan. So that doesn't mean to say Thomas isn't a good player. We're really pleased to have him. Jamal's obviously come out, as I keep saying, but we've had Dangor. We're quite happy with our loans we've got. So, as I say, I think there's just been a lot going off around the window and change, and a lot of bodies coming in, obviously. So getting those combinations, those relationships, I'm just really looking forward to getting down to that, because we haven't had that for long enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if you were one of 92 and indeed more managers on Tuesday morning thought, well, thank God that's over.
A little bit, yeah, but I think everybody's kind of the same. I wouldn't say that they wish it were over, because next week I could be wishing it were open again. So that is part and parcel of football. You know, we've made our decisions. We've brought the ones in where we think. I think we've seen a lot of pleasing things from one or two. Unfortunately for me so far, I probably haven't been able to put the team that I kind of brought in over this summer, but we're getting one or two back from injuries. So let's just wait and see, watch this space.
Yeah, two kind of points on that, on transfers and stuff before we move on. So given the injury situation, etc., and I know that there's always a positive and negative way of looking at frees, are players who maybe not contracted right now in the mind somewhere?
I don't think there will be at this moment in time for us. I think we have got what we've got in the building. The chairman's been supportive over this period of time. He's arguably probably spent more money than he would have liked to. But again, that's the support that he's kind of got for us and staff moving forward. So we're really pleased. As I said, with what we've got in, we just now have to start getting the consistency, start playing as we need to be playing.
And just the point B on that, I suppose, is depth. Injuries notwithstanding, clearly, and we're going to come on to that in a minute. Are you happy with the volume of players you've got?
I'll be happy when we obviously get them back in the building. So at this moment in time, the depth doesn't look out amazing because of injuries we've got. But once some of those start coming back, I mean, it's quite obvious at the minute we quite like central forwardy. So obviously losing Sharif and Nombe being out, JJ should hopefully return anytime soon. Brought Keanu Tete and John Ugle. So we're a little bit light due to injuries in that area, but hopefully we'll get one or two of those back sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So Coyote was part of the good news, as is Spence and Benson potentially for this weekend.
Potentially, yeah, we'll see. They've both trained today, so we'll see how they come through that. See how they are tomorrow. It obviously won't be from the start, but we'll not take any risks. But if we think we can get them 25, 30 minutes, and we need some game changes to come on at the end of the game, then we'll do it.
So Exeter then, the next challenge. What's your assessment of them and where they are right now?
Well, Gary's done a real good job at Exeter. They play good football, they always have. They've always developed good players. And I've got a lot of respect for them, as I have every management team I come up against this season. But our own form's been really good, and it's about us. It has to be about us, and I don't think we've had enough of that in recent weeks for a number of reasons, but I'll keep them kind of in-house. But we go into Saturday, our own form's been excellent, and we need to keep that going, because at the minute we're not consistent enough away from home. I've openly said that. We need to change something with that, and we're looking into ways to do that. But his own form's been excellent, and long may that continue.
You and Grant McCann, in your own kind of ways, basically said it was a very tight game for the most part. You each had spells, someone won and someone didn't. So what positives do you take from that?
We lost. So look, that is what it is. I said after, I was hugely disappointed and frustrated, because I felt that in periods of both them games we didn't hurt them enough in the times we needed to hurt them, and obviously they hurt us with that goal. They then got a bit of confidence, but you have to score when you're on top, and unfortunately for us, we're either not taking his chances or we're not doing the right things in the right areas. But again, that's something this week we've revisited, been working on in training, showed them on video. So we need to make sure that we're fully at it Saturday and putting the ball back in the net.
I would imagine, or do you imagine, that sort of thing comes with relationship building, consistency of team selection, and players knowing where they kind of are 7 or 8 weeks into the season?
I think all of the above. I think that kind of answered my question there. Look, all strikers want to score goals. All strikers want to get played in. I just think at the minute, look, we started off the season. I know we've only played 5 games this season, but on the opening day we looked like we could score every time we went forward that first half. We did other night, Barnsley first half. So it's not for the lack of quality. Look, we've obviously got our Johnny Martha away on international duty. He's been a big plus for us. He brings a bit of creativity that I'm sure we'll miss Saturday, but that is what it is. It's next man up, and we've got enough quality in this building. And once the ones come back from injuries and the old cliche, but we'll look a lot different.
Josh Benson, is he training for you? Because he said on Tuesday we're a couple of days behind.
He's done non-contact today, so we'll see how it comes through, and then hopefully do a bit of contact tomorrow, and then we'll see if it's not a risk, but see if he is for Saturday. If not, then he'll have an eye on. We've got a Rizzy game Tuesday, and then following Saturday.
Okay, and what about Hamish Douglas, which you mentioned?
Hamish Douglas trained. He's had full contact. Him and Kean Spence. So again, it's seeing how they come out of it, making sure that we're right, because one thing we can't afford is to get them back and then get another injury. So.
Is Hamish a genuine first team contender in your eyes now? A young lad, not with much experience, but got some potential.
That's down to him. Yeah. They're all first team players. I say all the time, the balls are in their court and they have to play well enough to get in the team. I want to pick the best players who are training well and playing well, and unfortunately at the minute we're probably not having those consistent levels, so that'll be down to Hamish, not me. If he's doing it in training and he gets an opportunity, he has to take it. I thought other night some players didn't take that opportunity and some did, and that's part and parcel of football. That's on the players sometimes.
First of all then, why did you decide when plotting what to do next that Rotherham United was the best place for you to continue your career?
Well, I had a really good call with the gaffer. I really liked what he was about. He was very personable. And he said this was a place that I could come and really kickstart my career almost again. I feel like I have a lot to give, a lot to show, a lot to prove still. And yeah, he was really pleased that was what I was saying, and yeah, I was pleased with what he was saying. So it was a bit of a no-brainer after that.
So kind of two things from that. What in terms of what he expects from you and the type of role he wants from you within the team. So what sort of things was he wanting from you?
One of the big things he said was just a talker around the place. He said there's been a lot of change from last season, a lot more younger lads, which I think can be a really positive thing for a football club, just as long as it's managed correctly and everyone's sort of working in the right direction. I think he said that I've been that young player and I've stepped in and had played a lot of games, and he sees me as someone that can sort of bridge the gap and come in with experience, and yeah, that's something that I'll try and do.
As someone who's slightly older than Matt, but you know he's considerably older than you too. He was talking a few minutes ago about the fact that with younger lads these days, there aren't necessarily the communicators. It's perhaps not as natural for them. Is it a natural thing for you? So when we saw you sort of playing for Reading early on, were you full in there and bossing people around, or is it something that's developed over time?
It was definitely something that developed over time. I remember my first proper season under Paul Ince. He was very on to me about just talking, and it used to bug me because I felt like I was talking. I used to talk to the lads near me, like the fullbacks, etc. They'd say, "Oh, he does talk," but it was the point that he wants the whole pitch to hear me. And then when he sort of put it like that, it was a bit of a penny drop moment. And then I started to step a bit more into it. And yeah, it's massively important. I think it can breed confidence, and I think it does take time as well, because you need to understand. You can't just shout for the shouting's sake. You need to understand what you're doing, and that comes with playing games. So I can see why. I sort of lived that. I've experienced that, so I know what the younger lads are going through. But I'd like to think I can impart some experience there.
Because there's almost this opinion, and I would imagine it's for a lot of people. They think that the communication side of it is almost natural to certain individuals and not everybody. This idea that even for the players that fans will see all the time communicating, it's probably a skill they've worked on.
Yeah, it's a skill in itself, and it's like you said, it needs to be worked on. I do think that some people are more natural at it, and I wouldn't say I was the type of person that it came naturally to. Like, it was natural for me, but I definitely worked on it, and feeling comfortable in yourself and within a team environment is also very important, and that's something that comes with age as well. And some lads naturally have it, some take a bit longer, so each to their own.
You mentioned earlier in the interview about essentially kicking back into gear, as it were, and we all remember you as a much younger player playing an awful lot of games very early in your career at Reading and obviously then at Luton. It's not like you didn't play a lot last year, so why hasn't it worked maybe as you thought it might? And then there's this idea in your head of sort of kick-starting your career.
I signed from Reading to Luton, and it was a really, really big opportunity for me, and I thought at the time that there'd be somewhat of like a project, and I think because of how things have worked out, it's not quite worked out for me, and I've sort of been a byproduct of that. Firstly, when I went back on loan to Reading, I fractured my back in a tackle, and then last season went on loan the second half of the season and had to miss a lot of football due to injury again. So it's been very stop-starty, and I was explaining all this to the manager, to the gaffer, and I think he could see that I was at a bit of a crossroads and just wanted something fresh and something that could kickstart me, because this is probably the hungriest that I've been, and I just can't wait to sort of show that again, especially in England when I went away. And when you go away, you do miss the EFL, and I definitely felt that itch to get back and show myself and my quality.
So early days at Rotherham United, first sort of full training today. What have you walked into? What kind of vibe do you get about the place after the start of the season here?
There's a lot of energy, I think, amongst the lads. It's a younger group, as was sort of explained to me. A lot of quality, like from the short couple of sessions that I've had here. And yeah, everyone's dead nice up here. It's my first time up north, so yeah, I've loved it. The short time that I've been here so far, I've loved it so far. Everyone's super friendly and really welcoming.
And just finally, having had that enforced time out of the team and injuries, etc., to have, as you will have on Saturday for Exeter here, the kind of match day buzz again. How much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I can't wait. Like I said, I had that itch to come back and play in the EFL and yeah, really show, sort of, like I said, kickstart and show what I can bring, and yeah, just take it game by game.
Good man. Best of luck.